So we were like, okay, we're gonna sneak out at night from our houses and we're gonna meet up. I jump out my window.
First story or second story? Second story.
But essential to make it a true sneak out.
Yeah.
If you sneak out the front door, there's just something not.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Breakroom. We have a fun special show today with a fun special guest.
Hey.
Unfun, unspecial to my immediate left is Tommy Bechtold.
What are you, my dad? Come on.
And then on this episode of Opening It Up with Tommy and Zach, where we open up packs of cards and we tell great stories from ourselves and from you, the audience. You know what? We realized, we know so little about the cards we open up.
That's true.
We thought it would be fun to bring in somebody who knows more about some of these cards than we do.
Yeah.
So please give a warm Breakroom welcome to our friend Xtina GG from Polygon.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Hi. I don't know where I'm supposed to look.
You can look at any one of these
We still don't know where to look. So
I think for you, if you want to address the people there, when we're all just looking, we do this. But I'll do it wrong 10 times. So
Yes.
don't fear not.
I still read off the wrong teleprompter, so you're already in the proper zone for Breakroom.
Absolutely.
But you're a video producer at Polygon.
Yeah.
Great. And did I hear you saying, are you normally on the East Coast?
Yeah, I was on the East Coast for 6 years, and I moved out to LA a month and 10 days ago.
Whoa!
Very
We are currently here in Winnipeg, Canada.
That's right. We don't
the
tell them
audience
where we
has
really
no
live.
idea
We
where
don't
our
want them to
office
find
is.
us. So.
No. They know we're not.
They know. They make that
joke.
mistake all the time. I grew up in New York, though, and Zach grew up on the East Coast in Florida. And you also said that you do some music, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all
I'm a
right.
musician.
Excellent.
Yeah.
A musician, a video producer. Zach, what have you done lately?
Absolutely nothing.
Great. All right.
Y'all are so brutal to each other sometimes.
We've known each other for 15 years.
Oh, yeah, that's the sign of a good friendship.
This
A
marriage
healthy
is
bond.
it's the only way we keep it spicy.
Especially
mockery.
male friendship.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can never be genuine and sincere with
My
each
God,
other.
if any of my male friends ever said something nice to me, I would be like, you're dying, aren't you? Where did they find the tumor? Or I'm dying.
So on today's show, we are going to be opening up. We have two different Pokemon sets. We have Scarlet and Violet, Paldea Evolved. I think we think we're pronouncing that correctly. And
Obsidian.
Scarlet and Violet Obsidian Flames.
I like that's my type of name.
open
Obsidian
up-
Flames.
And then I think we've been threatening to open these up for a while, but I don't know that we have. Lord of the Rings, Universes Beyond, Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, I've got a draft booster pack here. I'm very excited
I'm
about
just
it.
got the set booster over here. How those are different, maybe we'll find out.
Only God can judge.
Only Elrond and God
Yeah.
can judge, yeah. Reminder, you the viewer, please hit that link that I think is pinned in the chat. Submit an open up, okay? And we are being real loose with our definitions of open ups. That can be you're asking for advice. Maybe you have a life issue that you, for some reason, need the three of us to give you advice on.
Yes.
Maybe you have something you need to get off your chest. A wrong you did in your past. Maybe an embarrassing moment you never told anybody, and you just need it to be talked about on the internet for some reason.
Sure.
We'll also mix in some of our own openings.
And we've got lots to say. I've got tons to say.
I wrote down a little list.
I know.
Tina's got a list.
I'm very excited to hear what made the list.
Yeah.
So again, as a reminder, we'll open up these packs of cards. We'll talk about the cards a little bit. Whatever the very last card in the deck, whatever letter of the alphabet that starts with, will trigger some kind of open up. So if it starts with an A, B, or C, Tommy will open up.
Yes.
A D, E, or F, myself, Zach, will open up. A G, H, or an I, Tina will tell a story. And then any other letter of the alphabet will trigger an audience open up. Also, maybe if we hit just a crazy card, that'll be an audience open.
Yeah.
Or if Evan just gets one that he's like, this is burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah.
We need to share this.
I got to read something right now. This is from Roducer Devin.
Roducer Pevin.
I think I found out the difference between the set boosters and draft boosters. Draft boosters have 3 more cards in them.
Oh, okay. And that's I do know that about Magic the Gathering. You know, maybe there are like deck building kind of tournaments, right, where you're limited to the cards.
Yeah, that's what the draft boosters are generally for. Like, you'll go to a draft and open. You get like I forget how many, maybe like 6 of those packs. Or no, wait, that's the draft is like you pass around the packs that you open, and like you can take like 1 card at a time, type of a thing. And I think set boosters usually have more rare cards in them.
Okay.
Like set is more for collecting. Draft is more for like playing on the spot.
Got it. That makes sense.
Wonderful.
Look, we've got a dwarf up here swinging a hammer, a little more workmanlike.
Yeah,
That's a good observation.
Yeah. More fun at a party than a wizard, I would think. I don't know.
Wizards at parties.
Okay, so again, we're opening up some Pokemon Obsidian Flame sets here. I'm gonna drop these here on our. This is the first show we've done with our new Breakroom mat.
Our new mat.
Wow.
Whoa!
Incredible.
Branded. Looks good. Producer Evan and off-screen producer Riley, I think, collaborated.
Yeah, shout out to Riley for knowing Photoshop way better than I know.
And we sell these on our website. No, we don't. But maybe we will someday.
It's the only one that will ever exist. Okay, so I'm going to plop some cards down here. We have a Phantom.
Perfect for Halloween.
Ooh,
Yeah, like a little play on Phantom there.
Phantom?
Dynamo.
Whoa.
He's a little dude.
Look
Little
how cute.
dudes. Ooh.
Oh, another great one for Halloween.
Graybarn.
Wow, yeah, we're getting, this is a spooky
He
pack.
looks like a ghost
Yeah.
dog. Nummel?
Yeah,
Nummel?
sure. Yeah, I'm fine with
classic.
Nummel.
He's Dutch, I guess. He's got a window in the background. Kangaskhan.
Ah, like Genghis Khan?
Classic.
Wishcash?
Wishcash, yeah.
Wishcash, thank you, Evan. Floatzel.
Oh, yeah, sure, Floatzel.
Floatzel. Hey, we all Floatzel down here.
Whoa, this is a nice one.
The Arctic?
Yes, I like
and
that
now
one.
this guy appears to, I won't say that's a,
Yeah, that's a hollow, right?
Yeah.
he's got a bit of a shiny
He's got a
pattern
sheen to
finish
it.
on him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoa.
Diggersby?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at this one.
And then this is definitely some kind of a this is
Oh, that's sick. That's so sick.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Absol.
Absol.
Oh, and then there's
And it's
just
like the
X
alternate
after,
art,
okay.
right? When they have the alternate
Yeah,
art.
Yeah, like
cards.
full
That one
art
might be
card.
worth something. Let's see.
Yeah, come
Okay, I'm
on.
gonna look up the value here. We can
Yeah, and if it's
all-
worth enough, we're gonna shut this show down
That's
right now.
right.
Head over to Burbank Sports Cards and make a little cash.
We'll retire off of Absol. And I'm gonna say there's a basic energy after that, but let's say he's the last
Basic
card.
energy. Ooh. Yeah.
I'm not Basic Energy. That was my nickname in college.
That's right.
Basic Energy Bechtold.
Well, let's say if Absol's the final card, though, or Basic Energy, either of them would trigger a Tommy story.
Ah.
I don't know. While Evan looks up the value of Absol there.
I don't know how much I want to open up because I have some major life changes happening to me, and I don't know if I want to open them up here on the opening up show or if I want to tease them.
You gotta tease it.
For a later date. Yeah, maybe if we get a card worth over $100, I'll share a major life change.
Whoa.
We gotta start small.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up.
Is there anything related? So energy makes me think about like the gym or like exercise
Oh, yes.
or something. Like, is there anything like?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm currently being shamed by my nephews.
Oh no.
My nephews are, if you followed my journey on New Rockstars for the last 4 or 5 years, I'm very close to my nephews. They live in Rochester, New York. So, but I go home quite a bit, and they're getting older now. One's 14, one's 12, but they're huge. They're like both are almost like 6 feet tall. So they're big boys, and they're starting to get in shape. And they're starting to play sports. And last time I was home, they were much more. They were coming way closer to beating me at things that I'm comfortable with.
Oh, no.
Usually it's been so. I have not been motivated to get in any kind of shape in a long time, but I will say for the first time in years, I'm like, I got to get to a gym, and I got to maybe take some boxing lessons in case I have to like fight my
Defend yourself.
like in case at some point all the years of backyard wrestling and like body slams in the pool and like trampoline tombstone pile drivers come back to bite me. I need to be ready to fight these kids.
Yeah.
So if you know any basic training, like rudimentary kickboxing moves or anything like that, anyone out there want to send me a template to like put someone in a non-lethal chokehold, let me know.
That's right.
Because I think I'm gonna have to fight a 12 and 14-year-old at Christmas, and I'm not ready for it.
Hopefully only one at a time. Because I
don't know.
If they came at you together, I think you don't see
Well, the thing is, like, they fight like puppy dogs. Like, they will fight each other in like the most violent but non-hurtful. Like, they will be on the ground rolling around. You're like, there's no way this doesn't hurt, but they're just laughing. But now they're huge, so from far away it looks like two grown men just tussling. Do you have a question or?
No, I have an add-on to that
Yes,
story.
please, yes.
So I have a younger brother, and when we were little, we used to fight, and we pretended we were Pokemon.
Oh.
So we would be like, oh, I use like fire blast or whatever,
Yes.
and just like. But one time I was so angry at my brother that I was like, I'm going to use a bite attack,
Oh.
and then I bit him
Yes.
on his butt.
Rub butt.
And
That's such a good story.
And I didn't know, like, my parents were obviously very angry at me, but they didn't like know what grounding someone was.
Sure.
So I grounded myself.
Oh.
I like went to my own room and was like, I'm in trouble
Yeah,
now.
there's something powerful, and there's something, Evan. I think we have some similarities, you and I, and I think in our family dynamics. I have often put, when I was younger and like played too hard with my little brother, put myself in timeout because I was like,
Aww.
oh, I think, but also like it's kind of self-preserving because you're like, if they'll see that I've took initiative to put myself in timeout, and they won't get as angry. And the spoiler is half the time that works, and half the time they're still very angry.
Yeah,
It's
so
very
really
honorable and smart of you. And I'm not gonna lie, when you said grounding, my mind totally went ground type in Pokemon. I was like, you used ground type against your brother? Whoa.
I will say this is the most immersive in the cards we've ever been, and I enjoy this.
Yes.
I think opening up is finding its legs finally after 5,000 episodes.
5,000 episodes.
Did we get a value on our?
Yeah, it's a whopping $2.
Whoa! Only $98 more, and I'll share a devastating life announcement.
It's not dead.
No. I'm just
Tommy's not dying. No, I don't want the chat to worry. It's gonna be fine. It's good news, I think. Okay, so we'll move this here in the primo spot of our.
I'm trying to hype them up so they give more generously.
Okay. And then we'll move on from this deck.
I want to open something now.
Yeah, go for it, Tommy.
I want to open this set booster magic card.
Okay,
I'm gonna come
lovely.
over into the crow's nest.
Yeah.
Great. Again, Lord of the Rings, Universes Beyond.
Yes.
Magic the Gathering card.
Thanks to our friends at Magic and Wizards of the Coast. They own Magic, right?
We do.
All right, now someday we're gonna get to the point where we have those like fancy gloves that they open them with, where they're like, we couldn't possibly destroy the sanctity of the cards. My hands are covered in sushi right now, so that's what I had for lunch.
Oh, nice. What was the best?
Oh, I had a absolutely phenomenal some mackerel.
Ooh,
This
mackerel.
just looks in general.
I just like it.
Oh, that's an art card.
An art
Beautiful
card.
art.
Art series of Sauron. Okay. Then we've got the planes.
Leading off
Okay.
with some land.
Easily worth
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah, the planes is getting close. Escape from Orthanc. Ooh, isolation at Orthanc. We got a lot of Orthanc. Okay. Fire of Orthanc. We're getting a real
Okay, this is a real Orthanc theme here.
cast into fire. I see something in the back that's really
Oh,
Shiny
in the
looking.
back of this
Yeah.
pack. Okay.
Rising of the Day. Shadowfax! Huh? Shadowfax! Yes. Ooh, Oath of the Grey Host. You want to play that? Ooh, Nasty End for those of you that are nasty.
Which end?
Dr. Nasty. The Nasty End, of course. Flame of Enor. Well, if you catch the Flame of Enor, you might get the Nasty End. Fall of Gil-galad. And the shiny one, Moria Marauder. Creature, Goblin Warrior. I feel like a Goblin Warrior. And finally, we have the trigger card, the Miner's Bane.
Okay.
Miner's
so now
Bane.
that is a later letter of the alphabet. So that will be an audience open up.
Great.
I did like. I always love the Goblin Magic cards. Even in normal, not Lord of the Rings Magic, there are usually fun Goblin cards.
They're ridiculous, and I actually have a Goblin deck because one of the most popular commanders is Kranko Mob Boss, and he just like spirals into having like tons and tons of goblins. But then there's like lots of cool Goblin combo cards, which
Ooh.
is general like combo cards that can be used for any creature typing, like Coat of Arms, where it says each creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature on the battlefield that shares a creature type with them. So if you have 20 goblins on the battlefield, each goblin gets +19/+19.
Whoa.
So then you can just like swing for.
I was gonna
crap.
say, yeah.
Also, yeah, goblins are almost always like cheap, low power, like
Yeah.
just they are the expendables of Magic
They're the
characters,
red shirts.
right? Yes, but like when you have 20 of them, right? Or there's something nice about like not being precious. I didn't spend all my mana to summon this dragon or djinn or something like that. No, these are just junk goblins I'm throwing
Yeah.
at you, right?
And I think I really like the visualization of like 20 small little goblins just scrambling
Yes.
up at a dragon. Like, what are they gonna do? I don't know,
Yeah.
but they're trying.
They could, but they're working together. I also want to go back to sushi. Little known fact, in LA County, Wednesday's the best day to get sushi because Tuesday is the last day before they get their deliveries Wednesday morning. So if you want the freshest fish,
Yeah.
Wednesday is when you got to get sushi.
Good to know.
New LA resident.
Come on, yeah.
I've lived here 15 years and I did not know that.
Well, you
And
know what?
we do have a giant, like, I think one of the biggest North American, like, fish markets
Yes.
is here. So we do get
Yes,
good sushi.
we do get-
So
we get
that's,
great
I guess, all the fish land on Tuesdays.
All roads lead to Bechtold. I'm like Ursula on Wednesdays. I take my
just-
revenge on the ocean.
Yeah, with your fish friends.
Yeah. I order up some eel and I apologize. Jetsam, flotsam, boys!
Evan, do we have an audience opener?
Yeah, do you guys want a story or do you want to give some advice?
You know what, Evan? I'm feeling generous. Let's do both.
Yeah, give us both.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to do both.
Okay, we'll start with the advice one. I recently had a falling out with a friend, and I'm not even sure why it happened until it did. How can I go about amending this? I'm not sure if it's my fault, or should I give them space? How long before I realize our friendship is really over?
That's a great question.
That is a great, and I think that's a pretty universal question. I bet almost everybody has an experience like this at some point
Absolutely.
in their life.
And I'll say this because without knowing details, I don't want to get into too many generalizations. But I will say, in my experience, when I have a fight or a falling out with a friend, and I'm unsure of what the exact trigger event was, it was building. It was building for a while because of us not being honest about something that was bothering us, whether it was something that is a habitual thing, like someone always being late, or someone always saying, hey, I'll pay you for this, but then not, and then you feeling like, oh, I'm a bad friend for doing this. Generally, whatever the event is that causes the fight isn't important. It's something more symptomatic to the friendship. I would say the fact that you're asking this question lends to that you are probably the type of person that wants to continue to be friends with this person. And if that's the case, then without being too blunt, you may have to eat a little bit of shit
Yes.
to be their friend. You may have to be the bigger person and accept a graceless reconciliation where they're not going to fall to their knees and apologize. It may require an apology from you, or even just a statement of like, hey, I don't want to be in a fight anymore. And if you can live with that and move on with the friendship without a satisfying apology, then what happened probably isn't something that is irrevocably
Well,
breaking.
and based on kind of some of the wording there, it feels like this person has no idea why their friend is pissed at them or
Yes,
something like
right,
that.
right.
Which that's a very special, but
Yeah.
I think still relatable. I think the only thing you can do is let them know how much you value the friendship.
That's right. Yes.
Hey, you mean so much to me. Is there a way I can fix this? We can go back to being friends again? Now, they might say no. Or they might
Right.
not be ready.
And like I said, there might be something deeper
Yeah.
that either is something you did or something you have done in the past or something someone else did that you brought out that feeling in them, and there's nothing you can do about it. And in that case, like, then you just got to wait it out or accept that, like, maybe this friendship wasn't meant to be. But I think
You owe it to yourself
Yeah.
to let them know how much they
if
mean
you
to
care enough, it's worth making one more overture
Yes.
or the first overture of like, hey, come on, let's move past this. That's what I-
Friendship expert, Xtina?
Yeah,
Gigi, do you have any
yeah.
thoughts?
That's actually what I majored in at NYU.
Oh, no kidding.
Friendship?
Wait.
Oh.
I tried to major in friendship at Oswego, but they only had throwing snowballs at enemies, and I aced it.
Yeah, I think communication is the best policy, and just being, I think it's really scary to be open and vulnerable with your emotions, because, what if they're not honest back with their emotions, or
Right.
like, what if they have negative emotions where you have positive emotions? But I think, communication is nice because sometimes it is just like a miscommunication thing that causes the problem, and it can be smoothed over really easily. And then also, I think having regrets about not saying anything or, you know, man, I really wish I said this to them or that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
And,
good to not have.
and with the, I'll just have one little caveat from personal experience. You also like do your best, let them know how much you love them and value the friendship. Say you'll do whatever it takes to make it work. But then like, I feel like then the ball's in their court.
Yes.
And you can't get upset if they're not ready
I was going
to come back and welcome you back in. You then you have to give them space.
One of the more difficult things, I think, when you are willing to be the vulnerable one or be the one to make the first move, is then setting a boundary for yourself of how much you're willing to put up with them not reciprocating being a good friend, because I know I'm a people pleaser. Like, I will go out of my way to try and make everything okay with people. Exactly. Please like me. But you know what I mean. And I know that has led me to compromise my own values before in the interest of preserving a pretty toxic friendship. So it's like, eventually you do need to maybe take stock of like, if you're, you know, there's a great phrase I think in mental health, taking care of your side of the street. If you're taking care of your side of the street and you're doing everything you can to be a friend to that person and they're still not able to bring themselves to a place where they're being a friend back, then you maybe need to reassess whether or not that's the type of person you want to be friends with.
I will also say, in my own personal experience, 100% of the time when this happens, the person who's like kind of breaking off the friendship is not in a good place.
That's right, yes.
Maybe they're going through some stuff.
Yeah.
They're like not happy in general and they might be taking it out on your friendship a little bit. So like, you can't fix that.
Especially if you are available, because sometimes it's any port in a storm to just get something off your chest.
I think have grace for your friend who you love. Let them know you love them, and then that's probably all we can do.
Yeah.
What a good question.
And just remember that it's very hard to trace threatening mail back to the sender. So if you have to send them something,
that's right.
that makes them fear
remind
for their life.
Remind them that you might be the only good thing in their life.
Yeah.
You know
Let them know that without you, they have nothing.
You know, it's really showing that you didn't major in friendship.
That would have been in 201 or 301.
Yeah. I majored in revenge. Let them know they'll never do better than you.
Here's another open up that has to do with some missed friendships or missed relationships here. One time I was crushing on this girl really hard and met up with her at a club. Then she asked me to dance, and as we were tearing it up, literally one piece of her hair got in my mouth and stuck to my gum, pulling it out and planting it directly in her hair. I just folded her hair on top and danced away. Never saw her again.
You, my friend, are a magician. You should take that as a win.
I love the folding the hair over the gum. Were you just worried about like some of the gum might get on you, or
no? I think it was like she'll never notice.
Never saw her again after that night.
I do think that a complete breakaway was the right tactic. You don't ever want to see that person again. Also, just like, to me, I always think in my life, I hate to bring all roads back to me, but I am that type of person.
Take care of your side of the street.
I often try to like wake up and be like, I'm going to be really level-headed about things, and I'm going to be unflappable. I'm old enough now that I've seen a lot of shit in my life. Like, I'm going to not let stuff bother me. And then inevitably, the Rube Goldberg of social torture devices will happen, where like someone will like trip, or I'll trip, or something embarrassing will happen, and I'll completely fall apart. So for this person to have the like quick thinking to not only have the horrible unluckiness of a piece of hair catching onto the gum and then pulling the gum
I
out.
want to point out, how are you chewing this gum?
Oh my god.
That it is getting caught on a piece of hair and flying out of your, are you like,
Yeah, you're probably singing along, right?
yeah.
Also, gum on the dance floor is dangerous, so some negative points for that, because that's a choking hazard.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Tom.
No. I just was thinking like the sheer unluckiness of like an Indiana Jones like vine swing into your mouth, pulling out the gum, but then having the foresight to just be like, in one move, I assume, it's like fold it over and then like dance away. I don't know. I'm impressed. I'm horrified. I give this story 5 chews.
And before we move on to Tina opening a pack of cards, what card would you say is the fleshiest in that?
Oh,
in that
yeah,
pack?
we're rating on a scale of fleshy here, what feels...
Yeah,
I mean...
fleshy can mean whatever it means.
It could be just it's good, or maybe there's lots of flesh on display. Well, it did spark a good conversation. I'm going to go Moria Marauder, our goblin warrior here. Moria? Can we get off-screen producer Dashiell as our Lord of the Rings expert? How do we pronounce
Lower
that?
the card. Lower the card.
Moria. Moria. Okay, I said it right the first time. Okay. Moria Marauder. Not Mariah Marauder. That's what they called me at the concert last
Aww. You saw Mariah?
week. I wish.
Oh my god.
I don't think she's on tour.
No? Hasn't been in 20 years. If she's on tour, call in. Let us know.
All I want for Christmas is Mariah.
Oh my
You
God,
know
it's
what I
almost
mean?
time.
It's almost that season.
November 1st, baby.
Yeah.
Right, start it up.
Can't wait.
Okay. Xtina GG, is there a pack of cards you would like to open up?
Yeah, I'll do Obsidian Flames.
Yes, Tina with the
Okay,
Obsidian. All
wonderful.
right.
Do you want to come on? Or,
Oh yeah,
Or here, you want to
that,
come here
right?
and open
yes.
on the map?
Yes. Okay. Ooh.
And now, are you familiar with this particular subset of Pokemon in general?
Mildly.
Okay.
Mildly.
Mildly.
I don't
Right.
know. Like I've been watching a bit more of the TCG tournaments recently. I'm having trouble. TCG tournaments.
You can call for a phone a friend for a
It's
pack
also
over there
just
if you
like,
need.
I don't know, I
Yeah.
think wearing nails, I also struggle with this. I don't know.
Do nails impact your ability to play card games ever? I would think it might help sometimes.
Sometimes I feel like if I have like way too long of nails, I do have trouble like picking up the cards when I'm playing. But like I think these ones are relatively short. That's
If you need to open this pack, it's
Oh,
partially
okay.
open.
Tommy started this one for
wait.
Oh,
Oh,
she
you
got
got it.
it.
I'm so good at this. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Well, we're starting with.
Magneton, love this. I saw this fun meme saying that like my favorite genre of Pokemon are the ones that are like objectively just like several different Pokemon hanging out together.
Yeah. I like the
Party
French
card,
one.
yeah. Great art on that
Sure.
one.
Oh.
Shuckle, Wiglet.
Ooh, a Wiglet.
Love that guy. Bellyball, I also love this guy. One of my favorite genres of Pokemon are the guys that are just little round guys
Yes.
with a smile on their face.
Begging for merchandising, really. Yeah.
Nico. I mean, it's basically already a Squishmallow.
Yeah.
Bronzong. Snubbull.
Oh, there's one just named Snuggle.
Ooh.
Reverse hollow.
All right.
Then Darumaka.
Darmaka.
Cool. Gita.
Oh, Gita's terrifying.
Gita. This could definitely be used in a deck. And a basic energy. A basic energy can also be used in the deck.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm
Oh.
always going to get hosed on this basic energy one.
Well,
Yeah, we don't have to.
sorry,
go
we're
that
going
way.
to say
Gita.
Gita. Okay. Oh,
Gita is, I think, like probably the most useful card here. I think.
ooh. The best card and the trigger card, and it's perfect because I think it triggers an open up.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tina will open up now.
Whee! Okay.
From her list, I just want to let the audience know she prepped for this by
I
writing
did.
down a list,
I did.
And that shows that she is twice as professional.
Yeah, I was going to
as
say,
the
she's
people who
already the
normally
most
make the
professional
show.
member of this show.
Because I think I would be. I'm just not a good person when it comes to. I'm not a good person. Anyways, I'm not a good person when it comes to improvising. Like I'm very much a scripted.
Either are we, and we've spent our lives doing it, so don't worry about
Props
it.
to you. So okay, let's see. I think. Ooh. Would you like to hear a story? I'm just gonna give like two keywords.
Love it.
Either a story about sneaking out or a story about knowledge gaps.
Oh.
Ooh, I
I
like
mean-
both those topics. I mean, the active one speaks to me the most. I kind of want to hear the sneaky.
Yeah, let's hear the sneaking out.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like roughly 7th grade when I had this friend that, like, I don't know, we were both emo kids or whatever, and in the emo world you want to be kind of edgy, and that's kind of cool. So we were like, okay, we're gonna sneak out at night from our houses and we're gonna meet up. And we had nothing in particular planned. Like, we just thought it would be cool to say we snuck out. Like, we didn't do drugs, alcohol, graffiti, shoplifting. Like, we literally had no plans. We were like, we're just gonna sneak out. And we didn't have phones at the time, so we were just messaging on Facebook at home, and we were like, okay, we're gonna meet up at the front of your neighborhood. And we were like, okay, cool. And so I jump out my window.
First story or second story?
Second story.
Second story.
But essential to make it a true sneak out.
Yeah.
If you sneak out the front door, there's just something not.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. So I jump out my window and I walk to my friend's place that's like 30 minutes away. late at night, and I get to the front of her neighborhood, and I'm waiting there for what feels like an hour, and she doesn't show up. And I'm so upset. It's so cold out, too. I didn't bring a jacket. Surprisingly cold in Texas that night. So I go back home, and then I'm messaging on Facebook, like, where were you? I was there, and I didn't see you. And she was like, I was there, too.
What?
Where were you? And we were so confused for a second till we realized that she has 2 entrances to her neighborhood.
Oh, no!
So
Yes.
we just didn't
You just...
meet
My
each
mom's
other.
neighborhood is like that now.
Yeah.
But if I, as an adult man, ever sneak out, I better make sure my adult friend is in the right neighborhood as well.
It's so confusing because, like, she lives there.
Yeah.
And she lived there for, like, at least, like, 5 years. And
Right.
I'm like, how do you not know there's 2 entrances?
Right.
Should have warned you. Hey,
Yeah.
go to this one or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
I think she just forgot, and
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, when you're being as treacherous as you guys were to sneak out,
because
Yeah.
we're novice sneak outers.
details
Yeah.
can get lost up. That's why so many bank robberies go bad.
Oh, but there is the, I guess, ending of that story is that I got back, but I couldn't climb back into my window. Like, I didn't think through.
Oh,
how to
right.
get
Yeah, much easier to get out than in.
And so I go up to the back door, and I'm like, oh, I hope it's unlocked. And it's not. And so then I'm just kind of standing there. But then my dog starts barking, and it totally wakes up my parents. They think there's an intruder. And then they open the door, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do because I don't want to get caught. And so I'm just like, where am I?
The fake sleepwalking.
Yes.
I didn't even think sleepwalking. I was not that smart to think sleepwalking.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna feign dumb.
How did I get here?
I don't know.
Did that work?
It did.
Wow.
I think because I was not the type of person to get in trouble
Yeah.
for anything.
Yes.
So they were like, oh, you must have been sleepwalking. And so from then on, they had me start taking melatonin pills because apparently lack of melatonin can cause sleepwalking.
Oh.
They put an alarm on my window and my door, but not an alarm that would prevent me from getting out because I can turn it on and off from the inside.
Oh, but just so if you were sleepwalking, so you
Yeah,
didn't fall
so
down
I
the
turn it
stairs.
on at night to like wake me up if I pull up my window and jump out again.
So much effort was put into you never again fake sleepwalking.
Yes. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's a good genre of its own. Of like parents thinking that they're doing something to prevent their child from being harmed because their kid lied about something.
Great story.
Yeah, great story,
second,
Tina.
Second chapter, just even better than the first. Loved
Yes.
it. Great. Okay, we'll move on here. I'll open up.
Here, I opened this pack of Obsidian
Oh,
Flames. Do you
perfect.
wanna
Yeah, we might
crack
as
that
well.
open
Keep
for
those
us?
going. More
I'm
Obsidian
enjoying the Obsidian Flames.
Okay. Oh, starting off. Pidgey.
Oh, Pidgey's a classic.
Very simple.
Yes.
Just gust.
Yeah.
One word there. Just gust.
Just gust.
Gust.
We got a fungus.
Nice.
Correct any of my
No,
mispronunciation.
that's right. Yeah.
Larvesta. I want to go back to fungus. Look at I like the art again. Appears to be in the Netherlands. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just anybody that has a windmill in their background.
Sure.
I'm calling them Dutch. Fungus could be that could be a Dutch name too. Von Fungus. I don't know. Finizen. Finizen, kind of dolphin adjacent there. Lichen Rock.
Wow.
I like the art on this guy. Salazzle.
Ooh.
Salazza's Crumb or
Yeah.
Salazza Crumb.
Salazzles.
Would be a Star Wars crossover. Probopass.
Probopass.
Probopass. You need
Okay.
that to get on the Jersey Turnpike,
That's
don't you,
right.
Evan?
Whoa.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Litwick.
Whoa.
Oh, great Halloween card.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
We should
Oh,
make a little
absolutely.
Halloween set here.
Oh yeah.
We've got a bunch of Halloween
Yeah,
themed
it's
cards.
really like
We
a
could
very
even include the
cute-
Goblin General. in
Oh,
there.
that's
Now,
right. Yeah.
Litwick, one of the rare cards that could also be in the Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
What's he doing with Cogsworth?
Oh boy,
once the
don't
lights go out?
Google it.
Town Store.
Yes. Oh God, I love Town Store.
I went as Town Store for Halloween last year.
Who's your favorite Pokemon? Town Store.
Sorry, Davey. Your only Pokemon card today is Town Store.
We're giving away Town Store to one unlucky
I
fan.
don't know if I pronounced this.
Unlucky fan.
Togekiss?
Ooh.
Oh,
Togekiss.
Togekiss.
Togekiss. That's a cool card. And that would be our trigger card because we only get a basic energy after that. So it'd be a T,
yeah.
which is an audience open up.
Yeah.
Evan, do we got a nice audience open up in the hopper?
Yeah, I have a nice wholesome Or actually, wholesome or not wholesome?
Well, depends on how we're spelling whole.
That's
in that
true,
word,
yeah.
but, go for it.
Give us the non-wholesome for crying
All
out
right.
loud.
I used to work in a warehouse in the morning shift and would typically get up for work at 4 a.m. for a 6 a.m. shift.
Okay.
I'd make myself a couple of cups of coffee before work, which would let me get ready and let me poop so I didn't have to at work.
Oh.
Worked like clockwork.
I like where this story's going.
I gotta say, I could have guessed. I didn't maybe need that detail, but all right, thank you.
One day last year, I did my morning routine, and while I was driving to work, something felt wrong.
Oh,
But I
no.
kind of just felt like, I'll just use the bathroom at work first thing. I parked, and as I was walking into the building to go upstairs, I realized I was not going to make it. I checked in with security and ran upstairs to the bathroom, and as soon as I opened the door, it all came out, and I just accepted my fate. Cleaned up as best as I could, wrapped my underwear in lots of tissue for some reason, and stuffed it in my jacket.
Oh.
Walked back downstairs, checked out with security, and told them I'd just been sick in the bathroom. Went home to shower and change. Had to call my boss at 5 a.m. But on the way home, I threw my underwear out of my car on Highway 301 in Maryland.
Wow.
Wow.
So, if you're in Maryland,
I hope the next open up is like one day I was driving to work and some shitty underwear hit my windshield.
you know,
On the 301 in
on the
Maryland.
301, I gotta say, I've heard some. I think we've had a few of these stories, and also I've just over the years collected so many of these treasured tales of mostly men sharing that they haven't always made it to the bathroom. I think the jacket is one of the least offensive places I've ever heard because I've heard like the vent. Like people that are like they hide it up in the
Dirty
ceiling
undies?
because
Well,
they're like, oh, I must
That's
get.
horrible, because then it's just going to stay there.
That's what I was
Yes.
saying.
Forever.
Also, if the garbage can is perfectly fine,
Why don't
guys.
people just throw them away? I
Just
never know
throw
that.
'em out.
I will say 100% of the time when we read these stories, it's always like they don't make it in time, but it's always in the bathroom.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's always
Yeah.
close. It's something about being in a bathroom or just like the stall door closing
Yeah.
that triggers within your body, let go, right? And you
Yeah.
shit all over the place, even if you're not at
Yeah.
the toilet or don't have your
Yeah.
pants down or whatever. 100% of the time, I would love to see a medical study
Yeah.
done on like why
They're
that is.
like hallways outside of bathrooms, 13%. Door frame of bathroom, 87%.
That's right.
I'm also wondering, where are all the women shitting themselves?
Yeah,
Where
they're
are
there.
those
I think they're just more
That's
secretive
a great
about
story. I think maybe they are not sharing those with it. Well, also,
We don't know,
we might
yeah.
be misgendering this person.
Yeah.
We're assuming
That's
warehouse
true.
workers,
Ladies,
guys.
shout it out to us, okay? We're ready.
Shit it out, shout it out.
Zach and I consider
I mean,
ourselves modern feminists.
Each one shit one. Okay.
I think we did have what wasn't the person who shit on the floor. They identify themselves as floor shitter.
Oh,
girl?
yes.
Poor shitter girl.
Poor
This was
shitter
a
girl
lot of-
was,
That's
yeah.
some branding right there.
Yeah.
Now that, yeah.
I heard she went virus on TikTok.
That was a good story. I like the details about warehouse checking in and out of security.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the people that you have to make eye contact
Yes.
with on your way to go clean yourself up.
Yes.
That's always the real challenge because you wonder like they know, don't
Yeah.
they? You know what I mean? Like
They know.
Unless you
they know.
smell, I feel like there's no way for them to know.
it's true.
Well, I guess I don't know. See, here's the thing. I remember taking my SATs for the first time, and I finished the
verbal.
the verbal, and then I felt sick, and I had to run to the bathroom, and the proctor was like, "You can't, like, this is time. There's no, like, we can't pause the time if you go." So I was like, "Okay, I have to get to the bathroom and do this as quick as possible." And there was nothing I could do. I just got sick. I was physically sick, so I was there for a while, and I came back, and it was like, I was like, what am I gonna say? Like, do I say like I passed out and hit my head on the toilet or something? And I was like, in high school you're still like embarrassed about it. Like you're like, oh, we live in a world where no one admits to this, like having bodily functions. Like now I would just be like, sorry guys, I had a bad burrito last night and I couldn't finish my math portion of the SATs. I won't get into NYU now to study friendship. I gotta go to Sweden. But what I'm saying is, I remember like looking in the room and like coming back and I was like sweaty and like
been gone 20
embarrassed.
minutes,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I'm like, I think I'm sick. And they're like, no. She's
People
like, "Do you
should
wanna-"
have, and maybe we need better language for it. I was just sick in the bathroom. Like, we need the, like, hey, I just shit my brains out and some of it got on my pants, right? Like,
You
we
should-
need the name for that.
We should call it like what is it? The antelope stampede in Lion King. Be like, Scar triggered the antelopes. Scar triggered the antelopes.
Yeah, because you know what? There's nothing to be ashamed about. Every once in a while, some combination of some bad food, maybe
Yeah.
a flu or whatever.
Listen.
It happens to us. I also love also anybody that needs to wake up before 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I feel like your body rejects that.
I know.
I feel like
Yeah.
it eventually, all the times in my life where I've had some stomach issues, it was usually like waking up too early.
I had a roommate a long time ago, but we were adults, and they were a teacher, but they were also a stoner. So they woke up like 3 hours before they had to be in school to smoke weed so that they wouldn't be too high by the time they got to school.
They needed to be a little high, but not too high.
Exactly. So they got up super early to smoke weed and play a little video games before they went to educate the youth of America, and that's why the charter school system is broken.
That makes a lot of sense to me though, because I know a lot of like functioning
Sure,
high
yes, of
people or
course.
stoners.
Yeah.
Or one time I read an article about mushroom mommies, which is like moms that will microdose shrooms
I wanna be a mushroom mommy.
just like help them get through, the,
Get through the
day
day.
and stuff.
Well, it's time to learn about mushroom Tommies as I open up this pack of Healthy Evolution. Oh boy, we're coming out with a Hall of Famer.
Whoa.
Right up top, Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Wow, bass Jigglypuff.
Look at that puff.
With the song, with the ability to sing and slap.
Two very different abilities.
Yeah, I gotta say, both useful. Then we've got a Tadbulb. Oh, Tadbulb. Oh, a Girafarig.
Okay.
Wow, it's like a poodle.
Like a giraffe.
Ooh, Great Ball.
Great.
We got a Great Ball.
Great
And a
That's useful in a
Farigiraf.
lot of decks.
Yes.
Farigiraf. Ooh, this one's kind of spooky. Spidops. Ooh, it's a spider. Then a Passimian, huh? Uh-oh. Here's a card that's near and dear to my heart. Boss's Orders. Oh, boy.
Oh wait, that's so sick because that's such a useful card for playing
Switch
the
in one of your
TCG.
opponent's benched Pokemon to the active spot.
And it's
Ooh.
shiny.
It's a shiny Boss's Order. Then a spot, and then we got another shiny Gyarados.
Oh no way!
Gyarados.
Oh, that's sick.
And then the last one, Glimmera! Glimmera! We got a
Nice.
Glimmera, then a basic energy.
Okay, Glimmera, and that's also another G word, which would be
Yeah.
a trigger for Xtina GG. How appropriate. I don't know if Evan timed that perfectly, but that G words
Yeah.
are the trigger for a story
GG. For Xtina GG.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's appropriate.
Oh, and slight tangent from the previous pack had a Salazzle in it, which a fun fact about Salazzle is that only female Salandits can evolve into Salazzle because they emit like a hormone that makes all the males give their food and like extra resources and stuff to the females. So then only there's only female Salazzles.
Brilliant.
Because the male Salandit don't evolve.
Oh, I love, what a good fact.
Wow. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Only if you're a male Salazzle.
The male Celestas are like, we can't keep growing. I've got to give my food away to this woman.
Okay, I guess.
Well, is the knowledge gap story
Yeah,
ready
the
to roll?
knowledge
Yeah,
gaps
let's do
one.
it.
I feel like they're very short stories,
alright.
but it's like two.
Short is good
two,
for this.
Two examples of just like I feel like I generally have knowledge gaps as a person. Like I don't think I'm a dumb person, but I'm definitely not like a smart person all the time too. Which I think that makes sense for a lot of people. Like people are smart in some things and like dumb in others maybe. But for starters, I was at a restaurant once for a friend's birthday party, an Italian restaurant. And it was during college, I think sophomore year, and I really wanted fettuccine Alfredo. And so when I placed my order, I was like, can I get the fettuccine Alfredo, but what type of noodles does it come with? And they were like, fettuccine. And I'm like, yes, I want the fettuccine Alfredo, but like, can I get the long noodle? I really want the long noodle. I was like, oh, I don't want any short noodles.
Yes, they're like, not a problem.
And they were like, yes, it's fettuccine. And I still didn't understand the second time that they said it until a friend eventually said, fettuccine is the noodle. And I was like, wow, that explains so much.
That explains the look. But I'm with you. I feel like I've definitely been in restaurants before where I've like ordered, like I've asked a redundant question that is said in the thing. Like I'm like, and what is the sauce that comes on this? And it's like, it's the sauce that it is before. I understand. I can empathize with
Well,
that.
technically, fettuccine Alfredo, foreign language words, right? It's not like
Exactly.
long noodle cream sauce would have been a little more
Thank
obvious,
you.
right?
Thank you.
What kind of noodle comes in the long noodle cream sauce?
The long one!
And then
I gotta go. I feel sick. The stories are colliding. We're having incursions. Sorry.
yeah, you're totally good. The other knowledge gap was during high school, which I literally texted my friend right before this. I was like, "Do you remember any like stupid things I've done in the past or like stories like that?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, La Quinta." And I was like, "What about La Quinta?" And La Quinta is a hotel.
Yes.
Sure, the La
Those
Quinta
that-
Inns,
Yeah,
yeah.
La Quinta Inns. And so I was at like a speech and debate tournament out of town, and one of the coaches at like one of our sister schools asked like, "Oh, where's your team going for dinner, or do you know what you guys are doing for food?" And I was like, I don't know, but I think a La Quinta was mentioned, or I had no clue what La Quinta was. And then, but just like everyone like just like stopped. It was like, "Oh my God, you don't know that La Quinta's a hotel."
I feel like your friends did you dirty
So
there.
embarrassing.
Oh my God. I think school knowledge gaps are haunting. I was in like advanced English class in 9th grade and we were reading aloud.
What a flex.
No, this will show you why. This is why it was worse. Because I was in an advanced English class and I read the word depot as depot. And there were kids in 9th grade that when we were seniors in high school would still be like, the depot! The depot! And I'm like, that was 1,000 days ago of our lives.
Yeah.
I will say the amount of like childhood trauma that comes from having to read aloud in class.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised that it's still. I don't know. Maybe they've gotten rid of that. Maybe no kids have to read aloud in class anymore because like the amount of mockery or like kids that would just like freeze up and not be. I mean, there's so much bad stuff comes from reading aloud
And the
in class.
like how it would be like an epidemic if one word was being pronounced wrong and people didn't know, and then you'd have to just hear it pronounced. I remember we were reading Joan of Arc, and the word heresy, people were reading it as hearsay, and it was like we were on like minute 20 of like the same 5 kids being like hearsay, and I just want like I became the depot bully because I was like, it's heresy, it's heresy. What you're doing right now is heresy to Joan.
Yes.
All right. Anyway.
I think it's hearsay that I am now repeating that story.
Oh boy. Should we have Tina open one more, and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah, Tina, you got one more pack open in you?
Oh, do I want to do Paldea or Lord of the Rings?
We'll let you take one as a parting gift. So pick which one you want to bring home and then open the other one.
Okay. I will open Paldea.
All right.
Oh,
I
great.
think we've had a lot of fun Pokemon open ups today.
Yeah.
I've opened more Magic cards in my life than Pokemon cards.
Alright.
So I don't know. Opening Pokemon cards right now just feels more exciting.
Good. That's the sense we like to create here at
Yes,
Open
a
Go.
general sense of excitement.
Anything can happen on the
Yeah,
old
I do
Open
this
Up.
one faster, I hope. But on the words thing, something I heard once was like, never make fun of someone for mispronouncing something, because that just means they learned the word from reading.
Yeah. Good point.
Absolutely. Or I feel like I have so many words with me. I have a relatively large vocabulary,
Yes.
but I'm terrible at pronouncing things.
Yes.
And I'm very self-conscious
Me,
about it.
same. And to the point where I think now, like, I'm almost like, I just won't use the word.
Yes. I especially feel bad about mispronouncing people's names.
Yes.
Like if there's an Alina and an Elena, I will always call them the wrong one and feel like a total dickhead about it.
I
And
have that
then you
with-
get in your head, and then you're like, I can't remember which one they are.
I have that with Ariel and Ariel. I can't, like, and
Yeah, I feel like I've never with names. It's tricky too, and you don't want to like mess it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, just people get offended,
Yeah.
and rightly so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're opening up. Here we go.
Yes. Tinka-Tink. I like this one.
Aw.
Because,
Great name.
there's also Tinkaton. Generally, it just reminds me of my name, Tina. So
yeah.
Yeah.
personally love it.
I like it.
Pin. I've never said this one out loud before. Pincurchin?
Yeah.
Pincurchin?
And now that is like a photograph for the art. It seems
Yeah,
like.
it's
Oh
like-
yeah,
it's
some
like-
of them have like photorealistic backgrounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe it's just a really detailed painting.
Makuhita.
Classic.
Oh, Magikarp to go with the Gyarados.
All right.
Okay.
We're building.
Dendra.
Oh, hey Dendra.
Hey, Dendra. Palosand. Okay, they have a move called Spooky Shot.
Oh, I like that.
Whoa.
Raichu.
Oh, Raichu.
Raichu.
Feeling righteous.
Pandamouse, yet again, the genre of Pokemon that is just two different Pokemon hanging.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Satitan. Satoddle and Satitan are a couple of my favorite Pokemon.
Oh, very cool.
I love that. Slacking. And then Basic energy.
We've all got basic energy.
That's
guys.
perfect because that will give the audience the chance to end our show on an open up, and we know they love opening up to us.
An S word.
Or Evan, or perhaps Evan. We know you've been champing at the bit to open up.
I mean, I've been opening up. Let's see.
Evan's an open book.
Giving the audience some free ones from me. I could talk about one of the things, but I'm trying to see if there's like a good. I mean, is there like a genre of open up from the audience you guys would want to hear?
Well,
'Cause we have a good
I will say
selection.
we got some bathroom stories.
We got some bathroom humor.
You know, we have not had, and not to put any pressure on anybody, but we have not had a story of the sexual nature.
No, or a relationship
Or a
story.
relationship. Yes.
Okay. I mean, I have some today.
Okay.
All right.
When I was in high school and college in the 2000s, I had a secret online relationship with a man who I thought I was in love with.
Okay.
Turned out he lied about being single. He was married with 2 kids. Worst part is that our relationship went on for 10 years, and I didn't find out about the double life until the last one.
Whoa.
Wow.
Holy cow. So wait, I do have follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Was it online for 10 years?
Yeah, that's
Were
good.
there IRL moments there, but they hid the fact that they had a second family?
It's so hard with these because, I mean, the Manti Te'o documentary really hammered home to me. If you want to believe something is real and genuine, it is very easy to lie to yourself.
I mean, there are 1,000 episodes of the Catfish TV show or its many spin-offs to prove that, like, lots of people are both out there deceiving and being willing to be deceived or whatever. Right?
Yeah, all in the name of, like, connection, right? Like, the deceivers usually have some sort of, like, giant hole that they're trying to fill.
We are all incredibly lonely, and we are desperate to have somebody like us online, even if they are.
Thanks for joining us today on Opening Up. I gotta go walk off to the Santa Monica Pier and stare at the ocean for an hour. 10 years is a long time to not learn that information, which means that person is either incredibly manipulative or you wanted to believe the best in them. Either way, you're probably better off for knowing the truth.
Yeah, either way, that revelation must have been brutal.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
Yes.
Whoever wrote that in, I am sorry you went through that.
We're sorry, but take a look at the Miss Minutes Pie Shop shirt and see if that will make you feel better.
Make you horny for something.
I guess.
But I hope you've bounced back and maybe
Get back
have
out
somebody-
there. Maybe try not online where the wolves can hide. Yes.
I can end it on a positive one.
Sure, we'd love that. That sounds great.
All right. Thanks everyone for submitting too. Obviously, we have a lot of fun when you guys do this, and the more submissions we get, the more fun stories and all that. So hopefully you enjoy the next one. But to end on a positive note, my sophomore year of high school, my parents let me attend the homecoming dance at my California high school after we moved to Idaho. My date was a friend and we went in a group. I noticed that he was developing a crush on my best friend, so I nudged them together over the course of the night. They hit it off and they're now married and have 2 children. I am God.
Wow.
Oh, that's wholesome.
What a selfless person too. I mean, that is true friendship. When you say you're going somewhere with a person as a friend, and then you see they connect with someone else,
Yes.
you have the self confidence and self whatever to just be like, go. This is good.
You truly want the best for them.
Yeah. Lovely.
I went to my senior prom with a friend.
Yeah?
I didn't date in high school. I hadn't gotten my shit together. And it was great. And I think she had a boyfriend at the time who had been kicked out of school.
Oh,
So he couldn't go.
poor guy.
Anyways.
Well, that was nice of you. I went with my friend in senior year, and it was awful. We fought the whole time. But my junior year, I went with my girlfriend, and it was great. She was
Okay.
awesome. Very nice girl.
I mean, I'm now intrigued. Why were you fighting with your friend at senior prom?
It was a weird thing. She showed up late. She made a big deal about us going together, and I was like, okay. I was going to ask someone else. Then she was like, no, we should go together. And then she didn't really want to do any of the prom stuff, and I was very rah-rah into school, and I was like, no, we should do the pictures and the dinner. So it was just kind of one of those things where I felt like, I was like, why did you insist we go together if you didn't even really want to go in general? And then she wanted to leave early, and it was like, I wasn't a huge partier at that point in my life, and she was like, we got to get to this like field and start drinking as soon as possible. It was just bad. It just was not a lot of fun, and I wish the worst for her. I'm just kidding. She's fine. She's happily married with a beautiful family, and I talk on the internet, so we're both one.
That's great. What a lovely prom story that was.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you, everyone who shared your stories. Thank you, Tina, for being a wonderful guest and educating us. Please come back again.
Where can people find you and watch other things that you make?
You can find me in Los Angeles. My address is...
No! Tina, no! Tina, no, they will. They'll find you. They mail us their hair with gum in it.
I guess, where am I? I'm generally at xtina.gg on Instagram or TikTok. I also make a lot of videos for Polygon, which is on TikTok and Instagram. And then I make occasional YouTube videos for Polygon, which they have a YouTube channel too.
All right.
And then I make music, which you can find under xtina.gg on any music platform.
Excellent. Check that out.
Wonderful. Yeah.
We'll link that under the video anyway.
Absolutely. Pinned comment coming our way. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This was a delight.
Awesome.
Thank you for bringing your knowledge of Pokemon and other trading card games and some pretty fun open-ups.
Yes. And guys, don't forget, we have a P.O. Box.
That's right.
For the next Open Up show. If you want to send stuff to us, we'll have that P.O. Box address in the information as well. Send us your weird cards.
Thank you to Well-Rounded Mom for sending us cards in the past.
Yes,
we appreciate that.
And thank you, I forget who sent us the freeze-dried Skittles, which are now banned. Signed into law by Governor Newsom today. The Skittles ban. Skittles now cursed banned objects in California.
Why were freeze-dried Skittles banned?
Well, freeze-dried the Skittles are banned. I assume the freeze-dried element of them would
Wait,
be
Skittles are banned?
Yeah, do your own research, Zach. No, it's like the Skittles law was signed into law today, I think, because of things that are made with certain kinds of oils and a certain amount of sugar.
But it's certainly not called the Skittles law.
It's called the Skittles law, yes.
That's so
Is
silly.
it impacting other candies? Should I be hoarding my
All I'm saying is if you go
go
past the Chevron AM/PM today, go inside and grab a few packs of
first they came for our Skittles and I said nothing.
No.
Then they came for our Rolos and I said nothing.
Fifth Avenue bar is gone. I could go to the center of Fifth Avenue and devour a candy bar and no one would do anything. All right, listen, I didn't mean to derail this and turn it into a candy convo, but
That's tomorrow's show.
candy convos. Yes, but P.O. Box us, cards. I'm going to still try and find, there's a wrestling box you can get at Target that has 2 autographs in it. Ooh. You know Zach and I love our pro wrestlers.
Professional wrestling, yeah.
So, by the way, check out the trailer for The Iron Claw. Surely to be one of the most depressing and good movies of the year.
Oh yeah, people in the chat were talking about that. We'll have to do a little bit on it.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait for The Iron Claw. Do you watch wrestling at all? Are you familiar with wrestling
I
at all?
don't. One of my coworkers really does.
Uh-huh.
Pat, aka Pizza Suplex.
All right.
He's really big into like wrestling.
You had me at
fighting.
Pizza Suplex.
And did you mention that you're a Texan?
Did what?
You're from Texas?
Oh yeah, I was originally originally from Chicago, then moved to Texas.
Oh,
Grew up in Texas.
The movie we're talking about is about some famous Texas wrestlers from the 70s and 80s called the Von Erichs.
Oh okay.
That, you could Google. They have a terrible, tragic ending.
Yeah, that didn't work out great for most Von Erichs. Zach and I are old school wrestling fans, but we did go to WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
We sparked our love for
Is that in
wrestling.
Los Angeles?
It
This
was
year
in Los Angeles, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
big flight from Canada though, right?
Yeah, we flew all the way down from where we are right
Are we
now.
going to fly in for that AEW pay-per-view? I don't know. We may have to.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We love you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.